and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. My camera's not working. Shit. Hopefully that's not too bad. There's definitely going to be a cutout there, and I just wonder how Kabam's going to treat it. How's it going, Dr. Daniel? How's it going, Joe Mama? Looks like didn't miss a beat in regards to all of that. How's it going, Gary? I'm going to veer towards your super early solar flare, because I am never late. Good sir. Or madam. Keep it vague. How's it going, Gary? I think I pronounced your name still like Gary. It's a little tough when there's a double R there. Gary. I don't think that's how you pronounce it, but if that's how it is, I'm going to love it. My wife said Gary. Gary. Oh, that's legit. That's legit. Yeah, if it's a Spanish thing. All right, what do you got for resources? Don't think I have any more tier 1 alphas. So that's it for tier 3s. Still want to open up another featured 5-star. Ooh, what'd you get? What did you get on your featured 5-star that it was bad? I'm thinking I want to rank up. I might rank up Guillotine 2099. That might happen. That might happen. Solar Flare, I did update, and damn. Damn, Miles is not a good pull, man. That's a feel bad if there ever was a feel bad. You have my deepest sympathies, dude. That sucks. Let's pick up 3 of these. And we'll sit on the rest in case I need potions. Good. And then we're at 6. Got a Gwenpool Awakening from a Cav. Should I rank 3? Dr. Daniel. She's definitely worth a rank 3. But I don't know if that necessarily means you gotta rank 3 or, you know. All about perspective there. That's for sure. There's no place for me to move in war. So if you're tuning in, I'm in kind of a pickle. So I want to... Ooh, Gary, that's rough. I mean, I personally don't pull features because they suck in general, and I think like signature stones are just honestly worth more, but you know, everybody's got their own perspective on the features, and you know, if your roster is more developed than mine, maybe, but I personally value just pulling more 5-stars in general, so hopefully, you know, you'll switch over. How do you like your Omega Red, Dr. Daniel? 6-stone wise, you might as well bring him up to 99. You're gonna want to bring him up to at least 679 or 659. But it's a 4-star. You might as well just start dumping stones into him. Yeah, I mean, if you pulled OR back in what, July? You said July. You probably were riding that high for a long time. Ooh, content-wise, Dr. Daniel, go take all the biohazard paths in Act 5. I think there's like 3 of them. 3 or 4. Oh, I can't wait to use Ronin in the monthly event quest. that's going to be exciting. I mean, you could bring him into variant too. It's an option. Take the Chapter 3 Korg path with him. It's a good time there. Yeah, Omega Red can carry a whole roster that way. Gary, it's absolutely crazy. George Perez. Right now, I'm just trying to grab my milestones. I don't think I'll be pushing for any champs into the arena. So just trying to make sure I get all the points I can. Black Fang, go ahead and hopefully I can help you out. So you got myself a 5-star Warlock today. That's going to be fun. Ooh, Tom Clayson's. That's sick. Loving it. Loving it. Warlock is just an absolute beast. I wish I had him for Variant 2. Would have absolutely changed the game for me. Trying to push that content. Joe Mama, you can sell Namor, I believe, in a week from now. But let me confirm. Let me win this fight real quick. This one's going to be rough. Yeah, Gary. I'm fishing for that Guillotine 2099. I have the Warlock. He's good. But I haven't brought him up past rank 3 yet, even though I can. Kind of being selective. Solar Flare. I have 13 6-stars. And I got every single rotation in with the 6 stars. It's not that I don't have enough 6 stars. It's that I run my 5 stars in the 4-star featured arena to get 4.6 million points. So if I didn't push that hard in there, I definitely could have managed. Can you turn it down like one notch? Damn, Black Fang. That's a bad spot to be in. Let's see. When are the Tier 2 Alpha expiring? Are they expiring now? And do you have a 5-star to rank up instead? Otherwise, mate, do you have a Namor or a Call Obsidian to rank up? You could rank up Namor or Call Obsidian and then sell them for your resources back. It'll be a delayed return, but you'll get those resources back. Joe Mama, I'm still waiting to dupe my Karnak. I want to play test him for suicides. Fortunately, I just can't. Not a great awakening, but at least it makes him relatively more suicide friendly. 2 5-star wake jumps for tech. Ah, yeah, Gary, that's you're definitely holding on for that Warlock in that. For that Warlock and that Guillotine. Yeah, I'll have to wait on Mojo's animations. I'm super stoked. I keep hearing really good things. So hopefully he doesn't let me down. Let me pull up. I want to see. Why can't you? Categories. So I just want to double check the name, the time window you can sell your champions for. So the time frame for when you can sell champions is from February 10th to February 24th. You'll be able to sell your champions. So just make sure that it's like you're actively in that window. The Regen Rogue in Variant 3 was kicking my ass big time, but now you have Warlock turn. Yeah, Warlock's a completely different cheat code for that. George Perez, it says anti-Corvus and pro-Corvus because I'm in kind of a pickle. It's also why like this MCOC and Chill video should be titled 4-star Corvus this month poll. I run the 4 stars only monthly completion every month on day one. And last month I used, or January, I used a 4-star Corvus Glaive to like blast through. I ranked Corvus Glaive specifically for that monthly, and I was just completely blown away by how OP Corvus Glaive is. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt like it was a little cheesy. So I just kind of wanted like, my viewers' input on whether or not they think I should use Corvus or not, or whether or not I should bench him like he's just too OP, and it's not like really a good 4-star run. I'm not afraid of using OP champions, but like at least Ghost and Omega Red, there's a skill and a play style to them that has to be earned. But Corvus Glaive, like there was no skill involved. Choices are Black Widow Clairvoyant, Void Awakened 90, Blade Awakened 90, Sentinel Awakened 1, PS Ghost resources are almost complete. Black Fang, if you have the time, I would just hang out for Ghost, hands down. But if you don't have the time, I would probably bring up Blade if you care about Prestige, and then Void in general, because he's just a solid counter to a lot of stuff, and will always be a decent defender. I feel like not too many people have a max rank Void, especially one that's Awakened 90. Like that's a high sig there. So if you never end up using him for any content ever, at least you have a Void who will always be a decent defender. Blade will hopefully give you a slight prestige boost, but Ghost is probably your best one there. Even just Ghost to rank 4, yeah, for sure. Yeah, Tom Clayson's, all condolences and due respect to Kobe, his family, everybody in Australia. Lots of bad things happen around in the world. So, got to do what you can to keep your head up and pull tight as a community in general. Oh, no, you have a night. It's not that I don't want to use Corvus. Trust me, I want to use Corvus. The whole point of the 4 stars only is to, like, 1, be better at the game, and 2, kind of show that it's doable, right? And when I was doing it with Ghost and I was doing it with Omega Red, I didn't feel like I was cheating. Because if you make a mistake with Omega Red, your damage fall off is massive. If you make a mistake with Ghost, you usually just die. But Corvus Glaive, like, there's no mistake. It's just like a parry combo playstyle, just absolutely absurd. Even on, like, the bigger guys, he was just chunking them out in the special, too. So, I don't know. I just kind of felt like I was cheating. But, can I put you down as pro Corvus? I just want to make sure, the people watching it are not like sitting there going, you're using a 4-star Corvus Glaive and a 4-star only completion. It doesn't really feel like you're actually putting in any work. That kind of a thing. Just felt too easy. Too easy, in fact. But I think pro Corvus. All right. So I got here. Try to decide how I want it. All right, I got 1 or 2 pro Corvus official. That's what I got. Dig it. I dig it. Doesn't think he has a low skill cap at all. All right, Black Fang, that's fair. I don't know, man. I was just playing him. I was like, this champion, it's just so easy. All right. We can do names. We'll do names as long as I can keep them all up there. I might have to, like... There we go. He's expensive to run, and when you get in the 3-hit combos and awaken unload playstyles, he's high skill cap. Alright, Black Fang, that's fair. I wasn't playing any kind of alternative playstyle. I was just doing 5-hit combos. And if my, number of glaive charges ran out, it ran out. I just went about my day from there. Ooh, Gary, Ant-Man's not a bad 6-star pull, though. You get that synergy, which is like actually really good to have. Spider-Man though, yeah, that's a pretty big rip for sure. Gary, that's fair. I also don't have him as a 5-star or 6-star. I'm really just talking about the 4-star right now, using him in the uncollected event. I'm kind of hoping this next month uncollected event is as easy as this month's, but you never know with Kabam. Yeah, that's a rip. So, but 6 stars, you know, you kind of just hope you don't get completely memed, and when you do, you just kind of walk away. It's most unfortunate. I can't even think of like a decent use for Spider-Man or Ant-Man. Both of them unawakened. Those are like definitely two of the worst you can pull, considering most of their value that exists is in being awakened. That feels bad. 5-star Sim Supreme from a daily login master. Yeah, Atom Bomb, sick pull. That's a solid pull. Sim Supreme, you know, you can just bring him up to like rank 3 and then leave him there for the most part until you need him for something higher, like the champion boss, and then just use him as a counter. He's just a hardcore cosmic, any kind of buff champion counter. I have a guide for him as well if you're interested. But the guide is less so how to play him and more so what you're getting when you use him, because like the too long I don't want to watch the video guide for Symbiote Supreme is save to a special 3, press special 3, and enjoy. Ooh, Woojin Chun, congrats. Who was your answer for the Crossbones? Did you end up using Ghost? And did it end up costing you like additional units? Because I think last time you checked in, you had like 300 units and like 1 revive. So you made some pretty good progress since then. Feel free to time out anyone who's Discord. No, I want people to feel comfortable sharing their opinion. You know, anyone who is anti-Corvus, feel free to share. Yeah, Ghost and 1 revive. Ah, nice. I can't wait to go back in on that Crossbones Woojin Chun. Just because, like, I know Ghost is an absolute cheat code there. Yeah, Gary, Omega Red, too. If I had a 5-star Omega Red, it would be absolutely nuts as well. The Sentinel boss gave you more trouble. That's rough. I mean, if you're using Ghost, though, that makes sense, right? Like, Crossbones as a fight isn't that bad, and that Sentinel's a little bit rough. Not in the sense that it's rougher than the Crossbones, just like if you have the proper counter for Crossbones, Sentinel is the harder fight for sure. Kind of ironic. How's it going, Double P? Oh, fun. Also, one more thing, PSA. I'll mention it again probably later in the stream as well. At the moment, I have Wednesday off, so long as like my supervisor isn't still sick come Wednesday. And so, all things favored, I'm planning on running the uncollected completion on launch, like at 1 o'clock. On Wednesday, 1 o'clock EST, I am planning on going in and starting my 4 stars only completion run. Subject to change based on whether or not my supervisor remains sick. So, but that's the current intention at least. Dr. Daniel, 12 is a good place to be. I'm surprised you're going up this quick considering we're still at like the end of an Alliance War season. So, good job. Hopefully you can pick up those other 18 members pretty quick. I would recommend. Dr. Daniel's a good player. You'd have a good leader on your team. Alright, I want like a longer fight. Chill people. Has anyone else playtested the Cull Obsidian besides Seaton? I was watching Seaton. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Cull Obsidian nerf might actually have been an overall buff, in my opinion. Gary, I don't take them for the 4-star completion. Because Corvus is just someone I'm using as a taxi. So it's really just like my typical 4-star roster is like Corvus, Omega Red, Ghost, Nick Fury, Deadpool, X-Force, plus, you know, any combination of all those. Black Fang, no, but like the consistency on the armor break in the first fight is like insane. It's really, you really are sitting on 2 to 3 armor breaks on every heavy, which means you can stack like 6 armor breaks very, very quickly. It's a really good time, and honestly, those armor breaks is where a lot of his scaling damage comes from, timing that with route. So it just makes his first fight a lot more bearable. I just feel like before you were getting chunked out really, really hard in the first, second, and third fight. And now, you know, you ramp up a little bit better. It's definitely going to be one of the best potion responses to the game. Updated, don't want to until war's over. Need to see how Namor is. Ooh, yeah, for sure. Double P. I've play tested Namor a little bit. It's actually not bad. He's not bad. I think what it did is it shifted a lot of his damage from the delayed burst fight end. So, and I think it spread him out a lot better. So he feels a lot better. I think just to play too, because before I really didn't like having to save your special 3. And you really didn't feel like you could do anything except for ramp to a special 3, save, and then double special 3. And now it feels like, you know, you can ramp to a special 3, throw a special 3, ramp up to another one, save, and then do your rotation. I don't know. It just feels a lot smoother in my opinion, because Namor felt really clunky to play before. It's definitely a nerf, but it just feels good at the same time, which is a little weird. So I'm planning on Wednesday probably to make a Namor guide, an Annihilus guide, and maybe a Cull Obsidian guide, but I don't want to make a Cull Obsidian guide because I don't want people to rank him up. King Hamlet, did you send it recently? I think I got your gift a while ago. I think you sent me something a couple days ago. And if that's the case, I did. But if you sent it to me like today, I would need to check again and see. Black Fang, I'm with you. I don't understand why the MCOC community is so into the lineup. I am like huge on Discord. Line is, it's just so much worse, in my opinion. But, you know, you adapt because you have to. Well, you don't have to, but I adapted because I wanted to be more competitive. There we go. Nice and clean. Damn, Dr. Daniel. No, I did not. We're like almost in the same duration as our counts age goes. we can have an anniversary account party together. You know, mine will be a little bit earlier, but I can wait to celebrate. Yeah, Heimdall, if played properly, is like one of the best arena grinders I have. But I hate Heimdall. Not because he's bad, but because he just crushes my hopes and dreams. Is it weird that the same node they put on the champion I want to see on Quake? Ooh, up to 13, Dr. Daniel. Good to be, good to be. Asar is someone else who hung out in the chat. If you're just joining and you're wondering why I have pro Corvus and anti Corvus on the screen, it's because I'm taking a poll and I want to know if, just in general, you think I should use Corvus Glaive in the completion uncollected monthly event as a 4-star, or if you think I should not use him. My general thought process was I thought he was too OP. I felt like cheating, and that's coming from someone who uses Ghost and Omega Red with Suicides. I still felt like Corvus Glaive was cheating, and so I'm just taking a poll to see how the community feels, and just wanted people to vote, and then I could let my conscience rest easy if people are like, no, use Corvus, it's not cheating, and if the overwhelming support is the other way, well, at least I have confirmed that he's a cheat. All right, we got 3 for Pro Corvus. Dig it, I dig it. 4 for Pro Corvus. Nice. All right, well, I like the way this is going so far, and as long as it doesn't landslide, I might end up getting to use him, which is good because I literally max ranked him for uncollected event, but it is what it is. No, sorry. Joe Mama, let me know how Ebony Maw feels now. Because I think he's still going to be a little too weak, but he's definitely going to feel a lot better on defense, I think. Awesome. Literally, as I was saying it. Awesome. Let me know. Let me know. If you could let me know the time of the fight and how many hits, because both are relevant. I care more about the time, but hits is relevant too, so. Oh, this is a Black Panther Civil War. I'm bad. Oh, yeah, I'm so bad. There we go. Almost lost that. That would have been bad. Almost bad. We managed to pull through. Oh, look. Very generous. Wow, Blackfang. I don't have gifts to give back, but you... And I think King Hamlet is this. Let me see. I don't have... let's see. Top. Deepest shade of silver. Here we go. There we go. And we can have that at the top of the screen. There There we go. Thank you. I will open those. Wow, right when I went to open them. Spend my time doing this. Thank you. I really appreciate it. These envelopes really do, like, a lot. The amount of loyalty you get from them is just absolutely insane. I love it. So thank you for the donations. I really, really appreciate it, like, a lot, guys. Like, especially since you don't have to, and there's never any expectation of it. So, thank you, King Kong 8413, Black Fang, Dr. Daniel. You guys rock. Let's see. Let me catch up a little bit. Next week we will try to get donations. I'd say you should use Corvus. All right, we got one more pro Corvus. I dig it. I dig it. Might lose this fight, so let me. Okay, so we got one more pro Corvus. Jack Golden. Logic is there are people out there using 5 and 6-star Corvus for the uncollected event, so you using a 4-star Corvus isn't even close to cheating. Alright, Jack Golden, I like that logic. Dr. Daniel, my account is around 290 to 300 days old or so. So like 10 months, I think. How's it going, Shadow 31 Puma? Days, I stream pretty much every day of the week, give or take. It's not like it's not that I stream every day of the week, but that I pretty much stream every day of the week. There's no rhyme or reason. You can always guarantee that I will stream every single Wednesday on the 1st of the month for the monthly event. I always do a 4 stars only completion run of the monthly event every single month. Day one, I don't watch anyone else do the content. I go in blind, and I use only 4 stars and revives if I have to clear that content. Other than that, you can catch me most often on like Mondays and Thursdays, because those are like my most grind intensive days. Otherwise, it's just a crapshoot every other day of the week. Fortunately, that's the best I can do. Time-wise, though, typically on a weekday, I stream sometime between 6 p.m. EST and 10 to 11 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. So there we go. Gary, the Annihilus buff, I've play-tested that as well. It's okay. Annihilus wasn't like the worst attacker already. He was like already half decent. I think the biggest buff to Annihilus is going to be Kabam actively teaching people in their post how to play him. Because I feel like no one was like ramping Stifles up and then popping them off for Furies with their special 2. And so I can't wait. I'm planning on making a guide video on him to teach people like how to do the proper rotation, baiting a special and then throwing your special 2. So you can get the most damage out of him and make him feel good. He's still not going to be amazing, but he is Incinerate immune. He's a Cosmic, and he has a guaranteed armor break. You know, so there's a lot of positives there, especially if you already ranked him up for defense. Yeah, Black Fang. I try to give everybody a shout out who deserves it. JMania82. I'm so far behind, but how's it going? Things are going pretty good on my end. I'm waking up a little bit as the stream goes on. The poll, if you check the description, is because I want to use my 4-star Corvus Glaive in the monthly uncollected event, but I wanted to get kind of like some community thoughts on whether or not it was just too OP. Because I used Corvus Glaive last month or for January, and it just felt like cheating. And before I go back in and feel like I'm cheating again, I wanted to make sure the community didn't feel like it was cheating. Because, you know, it's just a little OP. Pretty stacked. I would use a 5-star if you had one. All right, Shane G. I like it. You're the second person to mention specifically higher ranked Corvuses, so I'm down. I think I would use a 5-star one as well. All right, J-Mania. Starting to run out of room here. How do I do this? Let's Select font. Drop the font size in half. Here we go. We got one more vote for use Corvus. Wow, it's like overwhelmingly use Corvus. I'm down. I can appreciate that. I really do appreciate it though, because I kind of ranked him up for this whole thing. I guess my follow-up question, if I have y'all's attention, is should I rank 5 this Guillotine 2099? What do you think? Like, I really want to use her, I feel, but I only want to use her if she's max ranked. And I just, like, I'm itching for it. It's going to be a full waste of resources. And I kind of need them. So it's like a tough decision on my end to pull that trigger. But I think it would be really fun. But I don't know if she's good enough. Does anyone have like a Guillotine 2099 ranked up? Does she feel good to use? Do it for variant 3. Dr. Daniel, there's no point. I already have variant 3 explored. I've seen yours in action. Yours is a 5-star. It's just a little bit harder. Feels a little less bad. Jemama, I think she is rank 4. She should be rank 4. I'll double check here in a moment, but I do have her at rank 4. Yeah, Dr. Daniel, variant 3 is proper explored on my end. The only variant I haven't explored yet is variant 1. Alright, Shanji, I dig it. I'm going to use him, I think, this month again. And yeah, we'll see. Maybe at the end of this month, if I feel like I was cheating too much, I'll take him off the roster. Because it just... whew, it was a little OP. How's it going, Di Nelson? Uranium, you got your Awakening gem back. Congratulations, man. I'm so glad that you got that back. Because it just felt really bad that you didn't. Like, no one's going to use that on Mordo. So, glad to have another pro Kabam player on my side. Because I'm definitely pro Kabam. You know, I'm mostly pro Kabam. I definitely throw him a curse here or there. Let's see. J-Mania, I do. I have a 5-star rank 5 SIG 100 Captain Marvel movie. She was my first rank 5, actually. Zero regrets on that. I have a 4-star version, but I don't plan on bringing her up anytime soon, just because I have the 5-star version maxed out. And you know, the whole point of the point of the 4 stars is to enjoy it. I don't think I'd enjoy the 4 stars much. Lady E, I'm glad you love your Corvus. Is that a pro 4-star Corvus usage vote? Or just a general speak? Jack Golden, sounds good, man. Enjoy. And, you know, good luck with whatever you're doing. Sleeping or grinding or what have you. Ooh, alright, we got one more. This is like, poor Corvus. Or I guess good for Corvus, but seriously, no one is against it. That makes me feel really good. I was a little worried. I didn't finish to explore the Kane quest. Yeah, that Void, that's a rough one. I'm trying to think of who's like really good there. I think Sentinel is actually really good there. It's actually really funny, Dr. Daniel. The whole reason I'm asking is because when I did the live stream last month or a month ago, I specifically had someone who was like, you shouldn't use Corvus Glaive. He's cheating. He's too OP. And that's like what made me start thinking about it. So, ugh, how many hits for a 1-star Wolverine? That just sounds painful. J-Mania, no, the Suicides stay on. The Suicides stay on. I just can't bring myself to turn them off unless I absolutely have to. I love my Suicide Masteries. So I do have to disclaim at the start of those videos, though, that I'm using suicides, but I love them too much. Ooh, Uranium. Ebony Maw had value on this month's event. You could use Ebony Maw against the Nova, actually. Totally wrecked him. Lady E. The challenge now is to get your 6-star Corvus Glaive. And then rank 3 him for the giggles. Shadow 31 Puma. You and Beat Brian Grant can lament your lack of champions together. He does not have a ghost. It just feels bad to think about. Buff Uranium. Yeah, okay, so the buff wasn't that good. That's what I thought. But the buff Uranium is actually going to feel really good on defense. It's going to make him actually pretty decent. Yeah, no Domino. Eventually Domino will maybe be weeded out. She's just too broken. Probably never will happen. King Hamlet, I didn't get it then. If it was today, because I think your in-game name is King Hamlet as well. It's pretty unfortunate. Dr. Daniel, I got Hulk as a 1-star probably by luck. Like I never didn't have him. When I went to do variant 4, I just already had him in my roster. So I must have pulled him when I was still a scrub at the game. So to be fair, no one told me until about a month into the game, and I didn't start watching videos for like 3 weeks. So for the first 3 weeks of the game, I was actually buying crystals with my units. So feels bad, but that's probably why I have the 1-star roster that I do. Gary Savage. Well, some people might think it makes for boring content, you know? Watching someone just cruise through fights really quickly isn't always entertaining, you know? Landon Bohannon, my day was rough, man. Real talk. My supervisor is out sick, and despite having the least amount of seniority in my lab, and being like the youngest person in my lab, I'm still like the acting interim supervisor, which means that I have a lot of fun at work. Stressful days, but hopefully he is not sick tomorrow, and then I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, I would take Ghost over Corvus any day, Uranium. I'm with you. So what, you supposed to use Iron Fist, Diablo, Blue Cyclops, and Moon Knight? Oh God, Shinji. You made me laugh so hard I snorted. Maybe. I think Diablo is probably too OP even for that list. Diablo is a secret murder machine. Just so much sustain on that guy. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, J-Mania, I'm with you. I actually think Cull was a buff. After watching Seaton play him, and after giving him, I gave him like 2 or 3 fights myself, I do think overall the Cull change was a buff. Because I think the biggest thing is that like his top end, you know, even if you add, 5 to 10 hits on him because he's not hitting as hard, like it's just, he still feels great, you know, on the top end. And it's really the short end or the early game that he felt really weak. How's it going, Sam? Welcome. Lady E, yeah, my guess is you probably got really, really comfortable with that parry playstyle and like mentally have trouble getting past the roadblock of like letting people hit into you. Because just that extra 1 second is all it takes to throw you off your groove. Shadow 31 Puma, I did not buy the bundle. I try not to spend money anymore if I can. I really almost did. I just stayed strong. Got a wedding to go to in March. Can't really justify it. Gary, I'm gonna stick to the 4-star at the very least, but might not be too bad of an idea to bring a 3-star Corvus in and see how he handles. Oh goodness. Dr. Daniel, 14's plenty, and it's always good for the arena grind. Part of me always wants a little bit more. So especially depending on how fast you accelerated through content, how much money you spend on the game, rank ups is all perceptual, Yeah, uranium, that's the meme. There are a couple mystics who not so much need it, but really, really benefit. I mean, Dr. Voodoo's awakened ability is amazing. Ghost Rider's awakened ability is amazing. Dr. Doom's is half decent, I guess, especially really good if you're running Abyss of Legends. And we're supposedly getting 2 mystics, I guess. Unfortunately, I couldn't help it, but I did see the meme videos about that. At least the thumbnails. So maybe one of these 2 new ones will need it. But there's a couple mystics that really benefit from their awakened ability. Lady E, Diablo, if you're not running suicides, essentially you just build a potion, hold it, and then you throw a special 1 for free healing. And you throw special 2s for big damage. And that's it. That's pretty much Diablo's whole kit. And it's actually really, really decent. I think the major thing is using him in Alliance Quest. For the longest time, my twin brother was using Diablo and Doc Ock in Alliance Quest. Doc Ock to take down the Hyperion and Diablo to Taxi. Really, really good. Landed Bohannon, hands down, Ghost is better. Omega Red is an amazing champion. Phenomenal burst, hard to beat, but Ghost just bypasses so much different content. It's not even close, man. It just isn't. How's it going, America? It's going good for me, at least. At least now it is. I tried Corvus with Suicides and Collective, but found him without hard charge without running out of charges. Yeah, J-Mania, I almost always just let myself run out of charges on the first fight. I don't even do any kind of cheeky strategies. I legit just hammer into the opponent, run out of charges, and then continue hammering into them. There are ways to conserve charges, but I don't care. I think that the damage output is good enough that it's worth just bum rushing through and then trying to reset my charges in the same fight. Dr. Daniel, I would maybe hold off a little bit. I don't know what your tier 4 class catalyst situation is, but you're probably built up enough, I would assume, to save, but maybe you should just start stashing a little bit and be more selective at the very least. Weaken him with my last Mystic Gem. Yeah, Uranium, I think I remember you saying you have 2 still, even after this one, so... J-Mania, I get 1 charge just from beating an opponent, and if I never get more than 1 charge, that's it. I don't take any special baths. I don't do any of the complicated stuff. I literally just meme him, full meme Corvus. But otherwise, you can fight an Avenger, fight a Tech Champion, fight a Mutant Champion. I think those are 3 of the missions. But you really don't have to do anything crazy with him. Andrew Buisen? Wait, let me try that again. Andrew Buisen. Hopefully I said that wrong, because I feel super awkward saying it. I did progress super fast. 1, I pushed really hard. I grind a crazy crap ton amount of arena. I don't know if you want to check back to my arena grind results playlist, but starting 15 days into the game when I was still in the beginner bracket, I farmed every single 4-star basic and 4-star featured champion for 45 days straight in the beginner and intermediate bracket. So I went from having no 4-stars to having an absolute crap ton of 4-stars. And I didn't use units. I didn't whale out to get that. I mean, I did spend money on the game for other things, but not for arena. I got those by doing 6 to 8 rotations of arena a day for 45 days straight. I would wake up in the middle of the night, do an arena grind, and then go back to sleep for 45 minutes just to wake up and then do another arena grind. I went absolutely nuts It was crazy. Yeah, it's just hard to believe. It's been so long. Morningstar Awakened ability is really neat. Dude, 2J, yeah, Diane Nelson, that's a really good example too of a Mystic who really, really wants their Awakened ability. America YT, Mutant at least, America, like the only good thing you have going for yourself there is that Mutant has tons of champions that want to be awakened. So that's really not like a bad gem to be sitting two of, you know? Like it could be a Mystic gem, you know? So Dr. Daniel, screw you and your Omega Red. No salt there. Yeah, Sam. I'm a pretty hardcore grinder. The longest I've ever grinded for was like 44 hours or something straight. J-Mania. I personally don't value Sunspot as a force. Excuse me. I personally don't value Sunspot as a 4-star as a rank 5. I think that most of Sunspot's value is in his Incinerate immunity and his Perfect block, and those come into play mostly at higher tier content where like block damage starts to really, really hurt and Incinerate immunity is actually relevant. So I don't value the 4-star as a rank 5. I do apologize because I feel like maybe I'm giving you bad news. But I valued him, if it helps, I valued him enough to put 3 million points up in the 4-star basic arena. And that's not something I typically do. Typically only put up 1.6. Stouffer, don't pull Seachards. Stouffer. Maybe that was, you know, the pull that teaches you to pull basics instead, because that just feels bad. Sam, if you plan on doing Abyss of Legends, Human Torch, if you're not anywhere near Abyss of Legends, Captain America Infinity War, with the caveat that you shouldn't awaken Captain America Infinity War until you have him at Sig 60 at the minimum, but I really push closer to 120. And the thing with Human Torch, and the reason I say Abyss of Legends, is the reason Human Torch's awakened ability is so good in Abyss of Legends is you are reviving so often that you will eventually get his pre-fight ability back, and that's why people awaken him for that. VO, it's either Vi face, like face, I can't make it with my own face because it's an emoji, or it's VO_O. Not really sure. How's it going? And LJ, hi to you as well. All right, so for fair enough. Karnak's ability, awakened ability, is still one I'm looking to get, so I can test him for suicides, so I can update my suicide tier list with him. Yeah, LJ, I was under the impression, I thought I saw a video saying that Human Torch is not currently buffed. Like, something about it being bugged. So I would believe that. Ooh, Uranium. Yeah, if you're lacking another option for Incinerate, Sunspot is a great rank up for Kang. I just think that there's a lot of better options for Kang personally, but Sunspot's a really, really good option there. Liano, best way to farm for tier 3 basic catalysts is it only in the way of the daily quest? Tier 3 basics? Nah, you can get them besides the daily quest, you can get them in the events. I'll show you that in a moment. It's not like farming so much as you can like kind of slowly stockpile them. So I'll show you that real quick. Andrew Buison, you have 3 rank 5 4-stars and a rank 3 5-star cell suit. Still struggle to get uncollected. Andrew, man, uncollected the first time, you're not too far off. You know, it's just about what those 5-stars are. Just knowing the stealth suit, like stealth suit's not gonna help you too much on the uncollected push. You know, you really need like a dedicated champion for that. Wow, we're getting tons of messages. I'm gonna just love my family, but back off. Quake, Black Fang, if you're asking, I do think Quake is a worth rank 5 as a 4-star. Yeah, America, that feels bad. Hold on, let me save my spot here. So the tier 3 basic catalysts you can get in the events. So you get them, I think on these ones, the 7-hour ones, but let me confirm. They're in one of these events. You can get tier 3 basics, because that's how I get mine. I just don't remember which one. Yeah, so it's sorry, my bad. It's on the 22-hour events. You're going to want to make sure that you're always getting these points, at least to the second milestone. It's not like the world's largest amount of tier 3 basics, but between the second and the third milestone, you're getting almost half of a tier 3 basic. And then when you run that plus the daily, you get a good amount of tier 3 basics very, very, very fast. So it's not the best, but it is an additional way of getting those tier 3 basics. So my biggest tip is on the 22-hour level up events, there's a 22-hour level up, 22-hour hero use, 22 arena, and 22 event quest completion. Just completely ignore the event quest completion event. And then the other 3 you should be able to do either just by passively grinding arena or just making sure you only level up during level up events. That's probably my biggest advice. Stouffer, have a good one, and thanks for stopping by. Oof, I'm so far behind on messages. I mean, I had an earlier time with sometimes than I did with Sentinel and Iron Man Infinity War. Yeah, Uranium, you're definitely not wrong. Sunspot's definitely a really good answer there. It's definitely hard. Gary, if I had to choose between Sunspot or Human Torch, I would hands down choose Sunspot every single time. But I'm not a fan of Human Torch, despite Human Torch being an all-around better champion for counter purposes. I just don't like him. So, and just Sunspot dude, Sunspot is so satisfying to play. His animations are super cool, or super hot, I guess I should say. And just the perfect block feels really good. And the numbers are nice and high and satisfying. So, I don't know. I just like Sunspot more. VO, in my opinion, Quake is a better champion than Ghost, period. I think that if we're just strictly talking champion to champion, I would vote Quake over Ghost. But Ghost does have the benefit of being a significantly faster fight in almost every single situation. So, you know, there's that. J-Mania, it takes about 7 hours for a 5-star to cool down in Arena. A little bit less. I think 6.5 if your alliance is speeding up the cooldown. It might be 6 hours and 50 minutes. I don't really know the exact timing, but it's 7 hours base. Hopefully that helps. Oh, Andrew, if you have a 4-star Stark Spidey, you should definitely be ready to handle a collector. I think my advice for you there is, do you have someone to get him initially bursted down? Because honestly, Stark Spidey should be an absolute cheat code. Emiliano, glad I could help. Hopefully that speeds you up a little bit. And then, you know, I think that the nice thing to think about with the tier 3 basics is eventually you won't have to farm them at all. As long as you do the 22-hour events, you can be like me, where you just actually get to the point where you're selling them every month. Weskin, I agree. Gary, what's stopping you from using Quake? Is your phone just laggy? Are you not able to get the input commands down? Have you checked out Dork Lessons? Why most people fail at using Quake video? That one's like super helpful. But I know some people just can never get the hang of her. You know, it's unfortunate, but that's just the reality. She's definitely a completely different play style. J-Mania, who do I like using most in the game? Hands down, Quake is my favorite champion to play. I go out of my way to make her work in fights that she's not supposed to work in. Like, I love using Quake versus Hyperion and Quake versus Havoc. I just really, really, really love Quake. She's just so fun, so satisfying. Just by far my favorite champion to play. After that, it's Ghost. I don't think there's any surprises there. And then after that, I don't think I have a third slot. Maybe Captain Marvel movie. Maybe Captain Marvel movie. My problem with Captain Marvel movie is she's super satisfying to play, but also incredibly frustrating if you make a mistake. So, yeah. Quake, Ghost, and then the third one, we'll say Captain Marvel movie for now, but I feel like there's a better answer than that for the third. I just don't have a direct answer yet. Maybe Clairvoyant, but she just doesn't hit hard enough for me to feel satisfied. Your top 3 are Omega Red, Thing, and 4-star Corvus. I can't believe Thing is on that list. It's wild. Just for Quake practice, not 10 marches, but 100 plus matches. Yeah, Weskin, I dueled maybe 30 or 40 times when I pulled my 4-star Quake. I used her as a rank 1. I was dueling rank 5 5-stars. And that's how I started off learning Quake. In one day, I sat down, I used like all of my stashed duels. I don't know how many it was, but I want to say it was close to 30 or 40. And then I went into Realm of Legends Winter Soldier with the rank 1 4-star Quake. And I fought him until I could one-shot him with 4-star Quake. Over and over and over again. Gary, my biggest thing is don't Quake and bake. One, if you Quake and bake, if you learn to Quake and bake, and that's how you start learning Quake, even if you learn it, you have now permanently hindered yourself by building up the muscle memory of Quake and baking. And Quake and baking is just a lot easier than Quake and shaking. So if you need to switch from Quake and shaking to Quake and baking for any particular reason, like the Axe 6.2 Mordo, it's really not easy to go from Quake and shake to Quake and bake, but it is super, super difficult to go from Quake and baking to Quake and shaking, because Quake and bake is rhythm centric and Quake and shaking is completely predictive. You don't need the rhythm at all. So I highly recommend, if you're having trouble getting a hold of Quake, Gary, that you give only Quake and shake. No Quake and bake, only Quake and shake a practice, and see how that does for you. And then once you've got Quake and shaking down, then switch over to Quake and baking and see how it works. Because the major difference is Quake and bake, it matters when you tap the screen, whereas Quake and shake, you can dodge immediately after you evade. You don't have to think about timing or anything, you just immediately dex. And then it's just a matter of counting combos and making sure you're double heavying after every like 3-hit combo or 5-hit combo from the opponent. Adam Bomb, I play on a Note 8. Emiliano, I would not personally rank up a 4-star Symbiote Supreme, just because a lot of his value comes from the higher end content. Now, if you don't have a nullified champion, Symbiote Supreme is going to be amazing. Even as a 4-star, he can definitely do a lot of work. But I do personally feel Symbiote Supreme is one of those champions that you want as a 5-star. So, but again, it's conditional on if you don't have any nullified champions, Sim Supreme is going to do good enough, you know? Yeah, Gary, I agree. My thing is rank 5. I'm just surprised he's in your top 3. Like, that's surprising. Yevon Knight, the Abyss run will come sometime in the next 6 months, hopefully. That's the optimistic statement. But it might be longer than 6 months. It's just kind of dependent on whether or not I can stop spending units on Cavalier Crystals. Because I need to save like 5,000 units, but I can't because I am a child and an addict. No self-hate, just making true statements. Ooh, Di Nelson. Doom looks fun to play, but he'll always be off my list purely because he's not suicide friendly. J-Mania. Did I rank up a lot of 4-stars for Arena? I ranked up maybe 15 to 20 4-stars specifically for Arena. The other like 10 to 20 were rank ups when I was clearing content and or rank ups that were for like the monthly uncollected event, because I do still personally value 4-stars. And then a couple of those 4-stars were specifically for utility purposes. As for 5-stars, I want to bring them all up to rank 3, but I bring up most of them to rank 2 first. Just kind of depends on where my resources fluctuate. Like, I don't rank 3 5-stars until I have overflow in tier 4 class catalysts. And once I have overflow, then I'll force the trigger on like 5-stars that I normally wouldn't prioritize ranking up. Namely 5-stars that I don't bring past rank 3. So like right now I just recently ranked 3 my Ronin. And I love Ronin, but I don't have any intentions of bringing him past rank 3 in, anytime soon. So I only brought him up because I had a skill tier 4 class catalyst expiring. For the most part, you bring your 5-stars up to rank 2 because that's where you need to comfortably use them in the infinite streak without having to hot air balloon. You don't have any nullifying champs, so you might as well. I don't have any good mystic champs aside from an awakened Ghost Rider. Emiliano, Ghost Rider is actually a nullified champion. If you use him properly. He's not like the world's greatest nullify champion, but he does have a very solid, consistent nullify, and can handle most situations as long as he's used properly. J-Mania, thank you. I'm happy to do so. I love it. You guys have been, this arena grind has just flown by because I feel like I've never stopped talking. It's absolutely awesome. I get to listen to myself talk and have people actually want to listen. It's like a dream come true. It's so funny because growing up, my parents would tease me for liking the sound of my own voice. And now people literally come so I can listen to the sound of my own voice. It's absolutely wonderful. If you had to do a list of which champions would you say rely on masteries to be good/better, Uranium, that's not a bad idea, actually. Maybe. I'm going to put that on the list. I'm going to do that before I forget. Tease. No. Let's see. I have a list some here. Here you go. Champions that are synergy reliant video. Nice. All right. I dig it. I like that. Let's add that to the list. 4-star champs. If I want to do variant 4, 3-star part, but who would you say is worth taking into it and use to make it easy? J-Mania. I don't remember. I think I used Ghost and Omega Red. I'll have to pop in there real quick. So let me finish this set of fights and then let me pop into variant 4 and I'll give you a quick pop, okay? Oh, cool. That was the last fight. Uranium, I think Corvus Glaive, Ghost, Clairvoyant, and Omega Red are like and Namor are like the top 5 champions who are suicide reliant. They don't all need suicides, but man, they feel completely different with suicides off, in my opinion. And then as far as champions like need synergies, Domino. If you're playing Domino and you're not running the Red Hulk synergy, I don't think you should even be using her. After that, man, it gets hard. Captain Marvel movie, like, you need the Nick Fury synergy. You're not playing her properly if you're not using that one. I think that's just like off the top of my head. It's a little bit tough. So let's see, this 4-star quest is a Wolverine. Oh, that's right, 4 stars only. Okay, hold on. I gotta slot in some 4 stars only so I can help out real quick. Let's see what we got. Oh, mastery specific. Oh my god, I was completely answering the wrong question. Uranium, besides suicides, you just want deep wounds. So just the champions who are bleed specific, and then despair. So, like Nick Fury feels better with deep wounds, but it's not necessary. Carnage has to have deep wounds, or you might as well not play him. Symbiote Supreme, you really want 3 points at least in Mystic Dispersion. Otherwise, he doesn't feel that great. If you're using Man-Thing as an attacker, you need Mystic Dispersion. Otherwise, he hits too slow. And then Despair Mastery for Void, Captain America, Infinity War, and Human Torch if you want to get the proper heal reversal. So that is the answer for that. Otherwise, it's suicides. So if we're talking about 4 stars, yeah, you definitely need a proper mutant. for this Nick Fury. I think I quaked him. But yeah, this path up here, not hard. So you can bring almost anyone to this top path as long as you're not bringing a debuffer. This second path here, you're going to want to make sure you bring an anti-Iron Man Infinity War champion. And then again, just no damage over time effects. Overall, that's a super free path. Let's see what we got here. This is aggression regeneration, so you can just bring like a heal reversal champion, Captain America Infinity War, etc., or a super hard hitter, and that's a free path. As far as 4 stars go, I think I used Omega Red for this path. This is just masochism, nothing too crazy. None of the champions there are problematic. Yeah, so as far as like 4 stars go, you just need a non-critting for this Ebony Maw. And then otherwise, you can really just bring almost anyone you want. If we're talking about 4 stars to bring. That is who you use because I just watched it. I guess I should just use rank. Yeah, J-Mania, Omega Red is just an absolute cheat code. Just do be careful of the cornered path where Omega Red is really, really, really bad. But other than that, you can do whatever you want. Uranium, you don't have to run Suicides for Ghost, but Ghost hits so much harder with Suicides. So take that for what you will. Just trying to be open and honest about it. But you don't have to run them. She still gets the phasing mechanic, and a lot of positives there. It's just going to be longer fights. Yeah, Gary, the Massacre synergy actually isn't needed at all, and it's the first one people throw out the window. It's just that, Domino's damage comes from that Incinerate, so no Red Hulk means no Domino. So I understand the pain you're going through. J-Mania, my answer to your do I think Spider-Gwen is worth a rank 3 to 4 gem is this rank 4 Spider-Gwen that I have from a rank 3 to 4 gem. That's honestly like the best way I can answer your question. To be fair, do be mindful that there is a Science 2016 3 to 4 gem, so I would maybe save it until you either A, need Spider-Gwen for her slow effect, or B, pull the year specific 2016 specific Science gem from like exploring chapters of Variant, because you might just be able to have a generic Science one for other champions. So, but I did personally bring up my Spider-Gwen with a regular non-year specific 2016 gem, or sorry, Science gem. So, and I don't regret it. She's just awesome. I just love it. But I have also already explored all the variants and knew that I wasn't going to have that option for her. So, or actually, I might have brought her up with the Science, with the 2016 specific, and then Red Hulk with the Science generic one. I don't remember. J-Mania, her heavies are insane. Her heavies hit so hard. Weskin, what do you mean other options? Like other options for the 2016 or Science specific? Oh, you're asking J-Mania what his Science options are. It's not always just about what options you have currently, but sometimes it's about what options there are in the game in general. Because for Science, man, like there's a lot of champions that could go to rank 4, Yeah, there's a ton of champions that could go to rank 4. Yeah, no problem, Weskin. I just misunderstood. I let the conceit go to my head and just assumed you were talking to me. Yeah, Gary, I'm with ya. I just wish the shock damage you get from heavy intercepting did a little more damage. Because then, like, you would be properly rewarded, but it's just not enough return for the risk. Cap rank 5 and hits and Human Torch at rank 4. Yeah, don't bring the Red Hulk up if you have a 6-star version. Although double Red Hulk is awesome for Variant. I'm just saying, if you haven't done Variant 2, double Red Hulk feels super, super good. But if you have Human Torch at rank 4, Captain America Infinity War at rank 5, As far as science champions go, you remember that you can always do a science champ for defense. Mr. Fantastic's going to be worth. Luke Cage will be worth. Quake will be worth. Void would be worth. She-Hulk is probably a better rank up than Spider-Gwen, but I don't like She-Hulk and I like Spider-Gwen, so that was my logic there. Hulk Rag is worth. I love Invisible Woman as my 6-star, so I'm tentatively going to say she would be worth, especially if you like her. And then Ant-Man would be worth if you have him awakened and plan on using him for defense. Tempted to email and ask Abam eventually if it's possible that they allow 4 stars in Act 6. Uranium, you can ask, but people have already asked that question, and they've stated that while they don't have plans to put in the 6-star gates in the future content, at least going forward for now, because like that was their statement with 6.3 and 6.4, they don't have the current intention to allow 4 stars in Act 6. That was like their official statement. It's not that they said no, they'll never do it, just that they currently don't have the intention to do it. So, Dr. Daniel, I think you still can't use 4 stars though, right? In 6.3, or am I wrong? It would be nice to know I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's still 5 and 6 stars only. Because I think I like vaguely remember seeing saying when he talked about that update that he wished they had taken the 4-star gate away as well. Yeah, J-Mania, the only problem with Spider-Gwen versus She-Hulk is that She-Hulk can like 3-hit into a heavy and deny unstoppable that way. And Spider-Gwen is like very parry reliant. But the nice thing about Spider-Gwen is that 1-hit heavy dude just does so much damage. It just feels so good. I can check. Dr. Daniel, I will do so. Sam, Iceman does not need any Sig Stones at all. You get 12 seconds of anti-evade right at the start of the fight with Iceman at Sig 1, and then every Sig Stone after that increases the damage of the Cold Snap. Also at Sig 1, it reduces the duration for your ice armor to come back up by 3 seconds or something. But that's flat and not affected by Sig level either. So it's really just essentially free Cold Snap damage. Better for like a defender, but you don't need 6 stones for that. And even if you're using him as a defender, it's just really unnecessary. So let me jump into Act 6.3 and check real quick. But don't get too hasty. I have no intention of touching 6.3 today. So, just so we're clear. How was your movie? What are you watching? I know I wasn't supposed to ask you to turn it down, but it was also like super loud. It was super loud.
You just don't want to compete with anything.
To be fair, I don't. No 4 stars. So, it's unfortunate. Weskin, how long do I play? I play 2 to 4 hours every day. At least. But the streams usually go for 2 to 3 hours only. Sometimes a little less. Depending on how I'm feeling. So I want to bring Hype to rank 5, but he is unawakened. But I could put Namor, Awakened Blade, Aegon, or Venom, or Human Torch to rank 5. Should I go with Hype? J-Mania, I would not rank 5 Hyperion unawakened. I don't rank 5 Hyperion, period. But I would not rank 5 Hyperion unawakened. It's a very, very, very big difference. Between your other options, I would only do Namor if you plan on max sigging him. Aegon is a safe rank 5 just because he's going to clear Labyrinth of Legends, he's going to clear Abyss of Legends, and so you know you can get permanent value there. Watch KT1 use Venom in Alliance Quest Map 7 on day 5. He does absolutely everything you need him to do as a rank 4 champion. So I personally am going to say don't need to rank 5 Venom. Even if you love him, it's just not needed. And then Aegon's worth rank 5, like just to be clear, but I don't have any intentions of rank 5ing a Blade anytime soon. So out of that list, I would say Namor if you're going to max sig him. Aegon is just all around safe as long as he's awakened. If he's not awakened, don't do an Aegon, obviously. But honestly, otherwise, just hold the resources. Hype's worth rank 5, but you're going to want him awakened first because, your Furies just last 65% longer, man. Weskin. Sorry, man. How long you play the game in years? Okay. Weskin, this account is 10 months old. A little less than, technically, but, about 10 months. I just had, my 288-day account progress video I posted up a little while ago. Pretty crazy. Let me see if I can find it for you. There's timestamps on it, so if you're not interested in anything crazy, you can just skip to the part where you went over the roster. Yeah, Weskin, it's pretty crazy. It's partially grinding. That's were you wondering who that is? It's Long Shot. That is literally all I know about him.
He looks like Charming from Shrek 2.
Oh, God, way to ruin it.
Yep. You're welcome.
Yeah, J-Mania, that all changes when he's awakened. So, and he's worth a generic. Honestly, if you love Hyperion, you get almost all of the value from Sig level 1. So, just saying, that's something to think about. Yeah, Sam, to be fair, I am a little bit of a whale. I do spend a good amount of money on the game. I don't anymore. I try really, really hard not to, but it still happens. But I spent, you got to think, I spent $500 on July 4th. And I spent another $350 or $300, I think 300 on Cyber Monday. So just that alone is $800. So, I'm not trying to pretend that I got this account for free. I both grinded and paid for it. So I think it's kind of justified for 6.2 and 6.3, but 6.1 def looks like it's doable with the right 4 stars since they have around the same health pools as variant champs. A lot of people use 4 stars in them. Yeah, Uranium. No, I definitely agree. I think when they did it for 6.1, so here's the thing. It's frustrating when you look at it from the perspective of I have all these 4 stars and you've essentially, kabam, you've obsoleted my champions, right? And it's frustrating when you look at it that way. But if you look at MCOC in the same way you would any, let's even say free-to-play MMORPG, when MMORPGs come out with an expansion, they instantly obsolete all of your old gear. You can't bring any of it into higher rates or higher difficulty content or story content. It's instantly obsoleted because it's impossible for a game to maintain progression and maintain cash flow unless they obsolete previous expansions. So it's really frustrating looking at MCOC from a fighter game standpoint and a single player RPG, but when you look at MCOC from a multiplayer online RPG aspect, it actually makes a lot of sense and is really, really reasonable. And so you just got to kind of focus on that aspect. And then just remember, 4 stars still have value in all of the variants. So, you do have that going for you. Sam, overall, I'm probably in the 2,000-ish range. It's tentative. It's hard to say. I don't count or track the amount of money I spend on the game because my rule of thumb is if you have to sit there and count it, you're either spending way too much money on the game or you shouldn't be spending money on the game because you can't afford it. So I don't track because I only spend money I can afford to spend on the game. So I don't feel like I need to count it, personally. Shadow Puma. How was your 6.2 run? 6.2.1. I thought that quest was super super easy, but you're breaking the seal. Once you start 6.2, you get that itch, and once you get that itch, yeah, you start cursing because 6.2, starting with, especially with that Mordo fight, is a pain in the arse. Dr. Daniel has a nice stream. He's new. Welcome him to the channel. Check him out. He's got some really solid fights on there. Notably, I think someone else mentioned before, is he took down the Realm of Legends Winter Soldier with a 2-star Star-Lord. Yeah, Shadow Puma, it totally was. Just keep in mind that it accelerates in difficulty super, super fast. Hill Climb Racer, George? No, I do not. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. How did I find getting Cavalier versus getting Uncollected in terms of difficulty? J-Mania, Uncollected was super, super hard. It cost me like 1,200 units to take down the Collector. Like, when I went and did that, I hard forced it. I was not ready. I pushed that content, and I was super glad I did. But when I pushed Cavalier, man, I think I did it for like less than 1,000 units just over all 6 quests. And that's because, again, I forced it. So Cavalier was a lot easier. But again, my roster was way more developed when I went for Cavalier than when I did Uncollected. So, and when I went Uncollected, I wasn't like the wisest of players either. So that's also a huge factor. George Perez, let's see. Candy Crush, no. Pokemon, I played Pokemon Go, and I played Pokemon all the way up to Diamond, and then stopped. And then Fortnite, no, but I play Apex Legends. Ooh, J-Mania, it just depends on what you're going in there. You can take, I think 6.1. You know what, J-Mania, I can do it for you here. Let's go see. I haven't done anything else in 6.1, so I can show you exactly the paths I took. Or maybe I can't. Maybe the camera's locked. I don't think the camera's locked. If it is, that's like the worst troll from Kabam. But yeah, 6.1. Ugh, I keep doing this. Now I have to swap in 5 and 6 stars. It's annoying. Then we want... Oh, that's right. No. Okay. Shadow 31 Puma. Yeah, I stream... Whenever I touch Act 6, I have every intention of streaming it. Or at the very least, recording the content and showing it off. Yeah, so I took path A here, and I went to the left almost immediately. This is a free path here, relatively easy. So nothing crazy. And then you're at the Ultron drone. That's a free path. Iron Man Infinity War from your last 5-star. Wow, and even rank 3'd him. The nice thing about Iron Man Infinity War is how tanky he is, for sure. I never got into him because I'm blinded by big damage, but like if you watch Brian Grant do like tech specific paths, he uses Iron Man Infinity War because of how tanky he is. After that, I went this path here. I went all the way around. Okay, yeah. So I recognize this now. So yeah, so actually for Act 6.1, I straight up just used Seaton's suggested paths, I think. It's about the extent there. And as far as streaming 6.3, Shadow 31 Puma, I have every intention of streaming it. I just don't know when. I went kind of into Act 6.2 relatively prepared. Like, I knew the champion boss was the biggest stopgap, and then I kind of just assumed I had answers for everybody else. I don't want to do that kind of poor planning on the next run around. So what I'm going to do So for 6.3, I'm going to go like properly sit down and look up all of the boss fights so that I can go in there prepared. And then I'll stream 6.3. But I do think 6.3 is my next content clear. And then I'll go back and I'll like explore 6.1 or something. I'm not too sure yet. Something along those lines. Let's see. I've been thinking about, wow, my eyes are blind. Hold on. I've been staring at screens for too long, team. Eye health is an important thing. And you should learn how to take care of your eyes and do exercises that will help refocus them so that you don't get eye strain. I mean, I still get eye strain because I'm super reckless, but it's something you should think about. I've been thinking about taking him to rank 4, but I'm going to wait and see how my next 2 5-stars turn out to see what the next move is. Emiliano, that's probably smart. I'd say if you had him awaken, you could comfortably rank 4 him because he'll always be a half-decent defender. But unawakened, you're definitely going to want to hold off. Because, again, damage becomes king very, very, very quickly. And then it's not until Act 6 that we step back into the realm of sustain. George Perez, you should be pretty okay to start tapping into Act 5. J-Mania, you don't really need any units for a Cavalier run. I would just make sure you go into like every quest with like 5 to 10 revives at least worth of units and or resources. Just so that like if you run into a wall, you can just keep going. But the Cavalier paths, every single path and every single boss is completely one-shottable. There's nothing, except for the crossbones, there's nothing like super absurd or BS. And you can always just quit the path and say, okay, I know what I need to go in. But it comes down to roster, you know? If you don't have the right roster, it's going to cost you more. If you have the right roster, it's not. But, you know, it's only going to cost you essentially 1 energy refill to push through, you know? It's probably my thought. But yeah, I would go in with at least 5 to 10 revives just to make sure if you get to the boss and you're like able to push it but just need a little bit more, you have the resources there. Shadow 31 Puma, I have the blue light filter on both my phone and my computer set at like 80%. It's less so that the glare and more so the fact that I think I just need to not stare at my screens completely and look away every once in a while. Ooh, Sam, get it. You only got like 1 more day, bro, so you're gonna wanna close that out maybe. George Perez, that's how it is for a lot of people. Nothing wrong with that. Not everybody can no-life this game the same way I do. And honestly, that's probably way more respectable than no-lifing it the way I do. George Perez, to be fair, there are plenty of games that you don't have to spend on, namely single player or like MOBAs or PvP games, but personally I'm a fan of this one, so you're kind of right. I think any game that has longevity does kind of require grinding or spending money, because you know those two things kind of unbeknownstly provide a game long-term value. Crossbones Ghost is your absolute cheat code. Iceman can do it if you have wow, words are hard, dude. Iceman can do it if you have Despair. Other than that, the thing is, it's like really, really big damage. I believe that Warlock can do it with passive heal block. Otherwise, big damage. Really, that's it. There are other options. Omega Red is a really good option. Essentially, you need a bleed immune champion that can either deny Crossbones the healing or has enough damage to just ignore Crossbones' healing. Because it's a biohazard Crossbones with, like, a form of regeneration. George Perez, I want to get to a master level Alliance War Alliance at some point. Because those fights just look fun. Like, an Alliance War is like one of the most exciting parts of the game for me. I just really like it. I want to eventually be in a map 7 alliance. But I need to make sure I can commit that kind of time, because it's one thing to play for 4 hours straight. It's another thing to log on 6 to 8 times a day. And then finally, I want to clear Abyss of Legends in the next 6 months. I want to get my completion run of Abyss of Legends in the next 6 months. That's the goal. Those are probably my 3 goals. After that, I don't know, man. Hopefully find some kind of additional longevity to this game, because after I've done all that, you know, I don't know. Things don't look good, but we'll think about it later. I do gotta say, I am gonna do Act 6.1 itemless, and Act 6.2 potentially itemless. I might give up on that, but I'm gonna give it a go. Joe Mama, I believe they locked the Namor and Call Obsidian selling until you can actually sell them for your resources back. So wait a week, and like February 10th, and then try selling them, because I do believe they locked it so that people aren't like accidentally selling it before the period, and then raging when they don't get their resources. So I think it was just a preventative thing from Kabam. Ooh, all right, I'll check out NY718, George. But I gotta say, my favorite, and like this is, trust me, I've watched like 10 or 20. I've watched a lot of war videos. This is by far my favorite channel for war. She's a lesser known like YouTuber, but she's in a higher tiered alliance. You know, it's not like too crazy high, so it doesn't feel unobtainable. Because I have zero interest in too high, but she is in like a master tier alliance. They take it seriously. She's constantly boosting, and I really just like her explanations, and the fact that, you know, she acknowledges boring fights or easy fights, but she still shows them, because, you know, those boring fights, they're boring, but the thing is, they're also long. Like, and you just get a newfound respect for boring fights in Alliance War. And every war, even if she's taking the same fight over and over and over again, she like explains some of the mechanics or the trip ups or the logic behind her champion choice, and whether or not the champion is good on that node, etc. So I just really appreciate it. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Joe Mama, I also plan on doing my run without Aegon, so I'm gonna... Who did he use as his main taxi? What was his Aegon substitute? Do you know? I'll have to check him out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking about bringing Ghost. I feel like people might be like, don't use Ghost, but I'm thinking about bringing Ghost, Hood, some kind of nullified champion, Void. I'm still working out the roster, but that's my initial tease there. I think the synergy slot, the free slot, I'm gonna use on Hood. I'm gonna run Ghost with full suicides, and then no Wasp, go crazy. Maybe Symbiote Supreme. Ghost, Hood, Void, Symbiote Supreme, and Namor. Probably that. And then I'll take the Killmonger path as my first path. Sunspot's so cool. Okay, I learned my lesson. Sunspot is so satisfying. I might bring him up to rank 3 sometime soon, just to have. At the very least, he might be my next rank 2. He took in Guillotine 2099. Interesting. I kind of assumed she wasn't an option, so I'll definitely have to check him out. Nick. Yeah, I think Nick is a standard one people are bringing. Damn. Thank you, George. 5-star roster here is stacked. For sure. Oops. Wow, dude. Could you just... Nope. Okay. Sorry. Quick practice on a special one. Trying to get to the point where I can do it without thinking about it. Is she evading me? That's difficult. Guillotine 2099, Symbiote Supreme, Human Torch, Domino, and Red Hulk. So Domino was his main taxi then. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Who he brought Guillotine 2099 for the Havoc then, probably. That's my guess. So probably used Domino as the taxi. He used her for almost every fight. Symbiote Supreme for the Cosmics. Human Torch for the Mystics. And Guillotine 2099 for the Havoc. It's probably my guess there. Just needed a response to the text, so he could have used anyone else in those fights. It's a really solid roster. The real question is how well it worked for him, you know? I'll have to go in and check him out, see how he did. Because the truth is, you know, if Unit Man is your answer, as long as you have a response to the healing champions, you can use anyone you want. Again, so long as Unit Man is your answer. Emiliano, my thoughts are that you can maybe use Ebony Maw for specific counterfights now, but he still sucks. Like, not going to be amazing as an attacker anytime soon, but at least he won't feel super miserable. I think as a defender, his win rate is going to go up maybe like 10 to 15%. Because, and we might even see a cheeky Ebony Maw boss here or there. Just because I think one of the really frustrating things about Ebony Maw is you need to be able to heavy him. Not a lot of champions can heavy, and Ebony Maw's heavy attack generates a lot of distance. So as like a high tier boss, now that his damage is like actually relevant, we might see that, but I don't think so. We just might see it as a meme here or there. Overall, mostly a defender buff. The attacker is just, it's not good enough to make him relevant, you know? Double P just sneaking into the stream. Wait, not sneaking in. You've been here for a while. I'm just blind. Ignore me. Ignore me. Double P, I saw you streaming earlier today. I popped on for all of a second. I was at work, unfortunately, but I popped on to get you that one view. George Perez, Warlock is a god tier champ because he's got an insane amount of utility. Let's see, Warlock. So he's got power drain on both his special 1 and special 3. Hold on. Pause this fight. So you got to understand the utility value you're getting out of Warlock to understand why he's a god tier champ. So first off, he's double immune, or triple immune technically, but really the double immune is the part that matters. So he's already great and just gets a huge bump up because in Alliance War, there are like specific fights where you need immunities to be able to power through. He's an armor up buff, and the armor up buff means he's like a counter to Havoc, just making some amazing counter to Havoc. After that, you have to think about the fact that he gets this heal block from Infection. And what's so important about this heal block for Warlock is that it's passive. And because it's passive, it means that Warlock, his heal block, it completely ignores debuff immune. It can't be interacted with, so there's no ability accuracy reduction here. This is an automatic heal block that completely interactable, completely uninteractable. So just kind of something to be mindful of. That's probably like his strongest utility there is that passive heal block. The other thing is that whenever he blocks an opponent, and they would gain health, so Mr. Sinister, he's a counter there. Any champion that gains health elsewise is going to get their power drained while they're infected. And then after that, any non-contact basic attack is going to instantly drain their power. So Domino, Havoc, I can't think of other options right now, but there are plenty. Iron Man, Infinity War, all three of these champions, if Warlock blocks them, are passively power draining themselves. So in War, that just makes him absolutely nuts for keeping up really healthy. And then the other follow-up thing is because he's got this like armor up, and he already has like an actually like half decent armor, he's actually like surprisingly tanky. Just kind of something to be mindful of. His heavy attack is super fast, which is really only important in War because people run Limber. So Warlock can actually parry heavy and even do it against champions like Domino, or like mostly Domino, who has you have to parry hold so that you can confirm the stun, and you still have a big enough window to throw a heavy attack as long as they're not running 5 limber, or if you have proper good reaction speed. Otherwise, 4 limber and below, you get that guaranteed heavy. After that, it's all about the power drain on Special 1, which is something you typically only do if you want to be safe. The Special 2 gives you big damage, which is really good feeling. And then the Special 3 is also a heal and a power drain. So when you throw all of that on top of the fact that you don't need any synergies with Warlock to make him feel good, and his Awakened ability is next to useless, it just definitely deserves that God tier slot. His Awakened ability is really good in War for helping you prevent timing out in specific matchups where people are tankier, but that is like the extensive answer, hopefully as thorough as I could get, for why Warlock is God tier. George. Double P, I'm pretty sure I saw you stream. Maybe it was someone else. Oh, I'm so dumb, Double P. No, you're right, you didn't. You posted someone else's stream, and I clicked on it and then insta left, so I didn't even realize it wasn't you. But in the line chat, you posted J-Rock's stream, and I just assumed it was you, jumped in to give you that view, and then logged out because I was at work. So my bad, Double P. Thought you were streaming. I thought that was a little chinky. George Perez, yeah, it's definitely a lot. I have him, and he might be my next rank 4. The only thing is I'm kind of like I'm going to run into a tier 5 basic overflow problem if I'm not careful. So I think I might rank 5 a champion first, just because I'm kind of in that kind of a pickle. But, we do what we do. I think, does his infections also, I don't think Warlock's infections also give ability accuracy reduction though, right? Just it's just minus 30. It's offensive ability accuracy reduction, and it doesn't scale as well just because it's much easier to get multiple neurotoxins on than it is to get like 3 warlock infections. But that's definitely worth mentioning. You can prevent a lot of the offensive ability accuracy reductions. The warlock was a lot better when that worked against offensive ability accuracy reduction as well, but that was always a bug. Like it always said in the description offensive, so people got upset about that, but they never really should have. Damn, I can't do it. George Perez, no, I didn't stream for the Australia stream. I didn't want to sign up. One, I'm probably not big enough to sign up, but two, I didn't want to sign up because I'm so wishy-washy on the schedule for streaming. So I wasn't confident I could sign up for a specific time. But I did end up streaming, and I shared links to donation sites. Not that I think anyone donated, but I also don't support Red Cross as a charity. I think that if you're going to donate to something like that, your money is better donated to like a local group where you know the money is going to that relief immediately instead of being banked or put into someone's pocket. Because Red Cross does pay some of their, not some, but quite a bit of their workers. Granted, you know, you could make arguments both ways, but, you know, there's definitely people who are doing it for free and the money could be more efficiently used. But $2,000 for Australia, that's huge. I mean, any kind of charity or donation or fundraiser in general is absolutely amazing, and proper respect to the people who set that up, because it's really awesome. So I'm glad to see the community in general band together to do something good. But did not. I guess I could have answered that with a simple no, but all my answers are very long-winded. I feel like I got I even popped in on a couple of the streams myself to watch. It's pretty cool. Do you have the ability to double P? I think you should. You might enjoy it. Even if it's just to pop open some crystals or something, you know? Yeah, I mean, a whole bunch of people. I watched part of Crafty Grinding stream. I watched part of BG's stream. I wasn't able to catch Dorky Dave's. I think those are the only 2 people I ended up watching. So it was really cool. I mean, a 31 hours straight is no small feat, you know? Even when you're splitting it up between several people, you know? I wish I had caught Dorks. Dork Lessons is Dorky Diggity Dave. The guy is a legend. He's like one of my go-to for recommendations on how-to videos. I don't know. I don't know how you were able to volunteer or what the setup was. I don't I don't know anything about Prof Off George, to be honest, or the situation there. But he might have been like me. He might have been not in a position to like commit to a scheduled time, you know? But I play the political game. I try not to, or the diplomatic game. I try not to say anything negative. George Perez, Dorky Diggity Daves, his songs are next level. The guy, not even just for MCOC, but just in general, should be a music producer. My opinion. Man, maybe I should rank for my Darkhawk. I just don't like using him. They're catchy. He just does so good. And his intro is amazing. His voice is wonderful. Dorky Diggity Dave, he deserves to be so much more. But he's working with Kabam now, right? Like, is that official or something? I just always see him, like, announcing and doing interviews. I don't think I've heard the Darkhawk song. So I'll have to look into that one. Solar Flare. I don't think my wife is jealous of dork lessons yet, but I maybe have thrown one too many compliments out, so I'll back off. But he is nowhere as beautiful as my wife, not even close. Sorry, Dave. It's just the cold hard truth. Hello?
No brownie points.
None? Zero? I can't get like half a point?
Maybe a crumb.
Alright, I got a crumb. We'll take it. We'll take it. Brutal. 0 points. Interesting, George. He deserves it. His content is next level. He, you know, deserves it. As long as he never goes fully pro Kabam. Doing the Cavalier Friday accident. No, I don't remember that. Aw, George, that's just not cool. That sucks. See, that's why you can't have anything nice. I mean, Dave is definitely the way to do it. All right. Oh yeah, George Perez. I'm sure he shut it down instantly. That's just not cool. Pretty sure that's illegal too. Although I don't know if that legality falls on Dave or someone else. The other guy, I mean, you know. Either way, you won't see any assisted sharing on my stream. Yeah, I mean, some people will, you know, the kind of people who think that's funny are the same people who are sending in that video, you know? Unfortunately, you know, if you want to make that video and share it yourself, you know, that's all you. But to do that to someone else just isn't cool, you know? I'm not bashing the people who make those videos and stuff. Do you? But don't do that to someone else's, you know, stream. Solar flare. It's all just how it is. The most flashing you'll get here is from a flashlight. So if that's not enough, I understand. You know, it was good to have you here. So, no real flares, no bright lights, just super long and boring arena grinds. Dude, I've been intercepted twice. Feels bad. Oh, God. I think we're almost done with the 5-star roster, and that means the 4-star roster is going to come up any minute now. Oh, it hurts. It hurts. It never ends. Yeah, George Perez, I'm hearing it secondhand, and I feel sorry for Dave. Yeah, I'm not really particularly upset about the nerf to the healing Diane Nelson. He just already has, like, when you run max willpower, what's the calculation here? It's 0.7 times 1.15 times 0.7. He has a passive 0.56% health healing, you know? And that's just from poison. When you're running, what the heck? When you're running double edged for the first 16 seconds, it's even more than that. What is? Hold on, guys. I'm screwing everything up. Here we go. I screwed it all up. That's so frustrating. Oh, not much I can do here. That's a rip. Kind of do this, I guess. That'll be my temporary fix. I'm gonna have to fix it again later. Oh, that's so ugly. Here we go. We'll deal with that. Ooh, someone else did it too. Tons of people clearing through Abyss of Legends. George, I listened to everything except for Screamo and heavy metal. But primarily rap, hip hop, punk, country music, and anything a 13-year-old girl would listen to. Those are probably the genres of my choice. America T, because you're waiting on a 6-star pull, right? Ricochet, only the good stuff. Just hanging out. About to get some Alliance Quest action on, hopefully. Let me see. Can I get my regular full screen capture back? Nope. Where are they? Nope. Oh, good. We're back. All right. I got it. I got this back to normal, so now I can have that. Thank goodness. Jay, do you listen to any podcasts for MCOPC? George Perez, I do not. I just prefer YouTube videos like 90% of the time. So I do not. Let's see. Yeah, America. I think I vaguely remember you mentioning it before. But I think you and like a couple other people are waiting on that 6-star poll. So that's a good time. Being a Taylor Swift fan, but you'd probably just shake it off. Shake it off. Solar Flare. Hold on a second. I just gotta just pause on that moment. All right. Here it is, the embarrassing truth. So we got you'd make a joke about me being a Taylor Swift fan, but I'd probably just shake it off. This, I bought this because it came with the CD. I didn't just buy this. I bought a second copy of it because it's a 2-edition copy to buy 2 of the CDs. One to keep in my car and one to keep, period. So, yeah, I'm a Taylor Swift fan. I told you, everything a 13-year-old girl would listen to, that's my shtick. There is a small amount of shame associated with it, but, you know, not like the world's largest amount. So I feel like he does. Is there maybe Ghost, Diane Nelson, Black Widow Clairvoyant? Not and Corvus Glaive. Black Widow Clairvoyant and Corvus Glaive heal the same way. Someone asked me about my music preferences, and someone made a Taylor Swift joke, so I had to show off my Taylor Swift magazine. Dude, Taylor Swift, minus the like unintentional bigotry from her, is absolutely amazing. I could talk and brag about her so much, but that's how I'm gonna get in trouble with the wife, so I'm gonna opt not to.
What?
For talking about a woman too much.
What's a 51-year-old Mexican?
This guy's roommate, who's also a Taylor Swift fan, so makes me feel less bad. Did you know if rank 2 5-star Colossus can do 100,000 special 2 damage? America YT, I didn't know that. Not necessarily 100,000, but I did know that even low-rank Colossuses can get insane amounts of damage. Excuse me, if you ramp them properly. Wow. Got a bit of movement to go, but we're still pretty early. So Spizotto will grab those. We still need... Both. I wouldn't say I'm drowning in NSYNC and Backstreet Boys, but I could always say I want it my way. Yeah. Yeah.
The puns are starting.
Yeah. That happened. My wife walked away. Double P, I get the feeling that you like Britney Spears for a different reason.
I bet his favorite song is Oops, I Did It Again.
Is your favorite song by Britney Spears Oops, I Did It Again? My favorite song was Toxic. Just gonna be honest. Not gonna buy any more crystals. Judgment much? Jeez. Dude, I got 20 of these? This is nuts. This is not the obligatory crystal opening. Look at that. I love it. This loyalty is insane. People sending me crystals is how I'm going to get rank 4 Mystic Dispersion, and it's awesome. Oh, I love it. Look at that. That was huge. Someone making fun of me again.
Yeah, just someone screaming, tell me why.
Tell me why. Cringe. Yeah, America. My wife walked away. Someone told me I wasn't really a Savage Garden fan. I told them they didn't know what they were talking about. I love them to the moon and back. Oh, God. Brutal. Brutal. Oh, I love it. I like Missy Elliott. She's good. She is good. Not my most favorite, but she's good enough. Tell your wife I said, and to have a funny guy like you. It's okay. I think he's trying to hook me up with you. Is it working? You think we could go on a date? No. We don't have to tell the person. A little silly. Double P, she shows up on my Pandora every once in a while. I have a rap Pandora for Nicki Minaj set up and like 3 other artists as well. America, YT, that sounds a lot better. That sentence makes a lot more sense. I wasn't quite understanding, but I'm sure I was just missing part of it. Makes sense. So your top 5 musical artists, go. Top 5 is really, really hard. Childish Gambino is 1 for sure. Taylor Swift is 1 for sure. Help. Huh? I think he means my top 5. My wife says Black Van.
No, because you have a couple other cities.
Who?
You.
What's the band?
Black Veil Brides. You did have a couple other cities. No? Okay.
Fall Out Boy, for sure. So that's 3.
Panic at the Disco?
Nah, I don't like them as a top 5. Yeah, that's all I got. Top 5 is hard. I like a lot of bands, but if I gotta name it into 5, that's so difficult, mate. Sarah Bareilles, for sure. Oh, I love her songs. Sarah Bareilles, a lot of her songs are either I really, 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 really want to be sad, or I really, 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 really want to be happy. And she's a really good artist for that regard. Childish Gambino, because his lyrics are just on point. Crushes it.
I did in America.
What'd she say?
Bottom.
Tonight, any reason why? George Perez, probably because I haven't thought about it, but literally reading that message makes me want to scratch my head. So curse you. Like, blows, dude. You did read it that way? Yeah, okay. I also, I only saw the Y, and I thought of it immediately. Good chord counter, Sam. 1, any champion that can rely only on lights, but also you got Havoc, Namor, Omega Red. Omega Red is really good because once you've hit 10 spores, you don't have to worry about Korg not being able to be dropping the stuns. Omega Red works really well in that regard. I really like Ghost, 3-hit combo. Quake, if you're a Quake and Shake god. Hopefully that helps. right, level up event. What's the verdict? Should I rank 2 a 5-star? Or should I rank 5 my Guillotine 2099? I'm going to rank 5 the Guillotine 2099. What do you think? Should I rank 5 a 4-star?
Sure.
It's a waste of resources.
But you're going to waste it either way.
No, on a 5-star, it would be good for arena grind. The reason I want to rank 5 Guillotine 2099 is I think she'd be fun, and I think having a rank 5 4-star Miracle YT, absolutely, man. Send me an invite and just let me know it's you. Sam, with Havoc, it's just because his mediums are non-contact, so they don't trigger the thorns. Any champion, light attacks versus Korg don't trigger thorns. So any champion can counter Korg as long as you're not throwing mediums when he has rock stack charges. Havoc is just particularly good because you can do regular 5-hit combos. After that, it's just about never hitting into Korg's block and learning how to dex his special 1. Man, I hear someone saying rank 5 a 5-star, and you know what happened is I immediately was like, no, I really want to rank up Guillotine 2099. So that was the kind of like mental commitment I needed to do this. So we have some tech ISO. So I appreciate that. Sometimes it's like reverse psychology. Like you said, rank up a 5-star, and I was like, yeah, you're right, but I really want to do this. And that was all the convincing I needed to do this instead.
Why is she called Candy? Huh? Why is she called Candy? Does she love people's head off?
Oh, yeah.
Is it part of her animations?
Her special 3 is literally executing people if they're below 5% of their max health.
But do the hits fly?
I don't know if they fly, but she definitely F's them up. So that's a good time. 9, 14, 17. Won you back with Fallout Boy. Double P, awesome. That's good to hear. I mean, Panic at the Disco is good, but not in my top 5. Top 5. Alkaline Trio. Let's see if anyone knows about them. Did you like Alkaline Trio?
Who?
Okay. Yeah, that answered my question. I think it was The Used also that wrote the song I Caught Fire. Man, I'm mixing up artists. I'm not the greatest with... Yeah, it was The Used. Awesome. And also probably The Used. Maybe not in my top 5, but they're up there in my top 10 or 15 at least. Alkaline Trio, they're great. And not even just The Used, but specifically their song I Caught Fire. Just love that one.
I like the Bird and the Worm.
Bird and the Worm is good. Say Anything is good. Who did the Cute Is What We Aim For did that, right? Cute Is What We Aim For is good. Or you mean Bird and the Worm from The Used. Okay, Cute Is What We Aim For also have a song named that too. I used to be able to play radio on the guitar. There it is. Double P. I used to be able to play radio on the guitar by Alkaline Trio. I really, really loved that song. It was also like really easy to learn the wow, Miracle YT, dude, thank you. And you earn your role in, I think you're over Dr. Daniel. America 36YT as the deepest shade of silver. So let me figure out how I'm doing this because it cut off. I don't want that. Here we go. There you go. I'll open those right now, good sir. Thank you, sir. Very, very generous. Very, very generous. And super appreciated, especially if it gets me loyalty. Because that's what I need. I'm going to go open them now because I have 0 patience. Big money, no whammies. Ooh, I'll take any kind of loyalty. What? It is not a 50 Shades of Grey joke, and now you've ruined it. Now I can't look at it in any other way. God, terrible. Alright, but I have to think of something else now. Jeez, are you happy with yourself? Yes? Okay. Oh, gosh. Gary, I do have the champs to take it on. My plan so far is to take the Killmonger path, and then I'm going to bring Namor and Sim Supreme, so that gives me an answer for Killmonger as well as an answer for Nullify. After that, I think I'm going to take like Ghost and then Stealth Suit Spider-Man as my like DPS checks. And then maybe like Nick Fury, or maybe I'll bring like Nick Fury, Stealth Suit Spider-Man, Sim Supreme, Namor, and Quake. So I'm not too sure, but I do have the roster for it. I just don't know. And I think Stealth Suit Spider-Man here, I think this is going to be my next rank up, personally. So I'm just like 1 tier 2 alpha shy, and now I'm like a little shy on tier 4 basic, but that's okay. That's nothing. No big deal, really. George Perez, the best counter for Man-Thing right now is either Omega Red or Red Hulk. Both of them are poison immune and have the damage to keep up. But after that, it's player skill, because it's really, really tough with the high Mystic Dispersion to get around Man-Thing. He's just got so much power gain. So yeah, not like the world's greatest counters, but those are your answers. Ooh, I do have 8 tickets. Those are probably going to my brother. By the way, just opened Netflix and they have a new Taylor Swift documentary.
No.
I don't like her enough to watch a documentary on her. And my wife just immediately shut it down, so I guess it's not happening. See, I mistyped it, Ella. Did you learn comedy from her, or did she learn from you? America, I think I learned from her. That's what we're gonna say. We have the same sense of humor. I like that one better. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
We have the same sense of humor. See, I need to fish for some tier 4 basics, I think. Spin these out. I am at the point where we're closing out. Did I just nat a tier 6 science? Sick, dude. I didn't even know you could do that. It's a natural tier 4 class sidelines. Does the wifey play? She does not. She's not much of a mobile gamer, because she would just play everywhere. So that's okay. What we got? All right. Not bad. Kind of stacked on the spread there. Yeah, dude, I'm fishing for him now myself. Like, kind of looking at all this, thinking to myself, maybe it's time to open up some crystals. Have a good one, George. I'm closing out myself. Ooh. I think that was a completion of one. Jorge Perez? No. I say it. It's not funny. Jorge. Oh, yeah, that makes way more sense. Gary, this is my only account. Yeah, Black Fang, not a single anti-Corvus, so I'll be using Corvus on Wednesday. I'm really excited. Not gonna lie, I would have been really sad if I had to bench him, but you know, that was the risk I ran, and now I have community confirmation that it's okay to use. So I'm glad to know that's how it'll be. 75 units. I'm just saying I have enough crystals to spin for guillotine.
You're like really itching to do it.
Okay, no, I won't do it. Okay, never mind.
Just because I said something.
Sounds good, Gary. I might be on right at 1 p.m. EST. America, I do have line, but I try super hard to shift people towards Discord instead. So I'll share that here. It's not a big thing, but you can reach me here. If it becomes pressing, well, you have me in game. So America, I don't have any sympathy. You can send me a message if it's urgent in game. But for the most part, my line got like filled really quick, and I already don't check it very often. And so I was like missing out on alliance communication. So I'm trying to like thin that down the best I can. So I'm trying to shift people to Discord if possible, because it's much easier for me to check that just at the moment. But I also don't check it as often. So you run risks both ways. That said, thank you to everybody. Special shout out to King Kong 8413, Black Fang, America 36YT, and Dr. Daniel. Y'all are going to get me Mystic Dispersion so fast, and I'm really appreciative. Black Fang, Dr. Daniel, Joe Mama, Gary, Jack Golden, Shane G, J Mania 82, and Lady E, you are the reason I will be using Corvus Glaive on Wednesday. So fair shout outs to all of you. Gary, maybe. I hope they do, because someone else will get it, right? So shout out to all of you. Thanks to everybody for being here. Kind of a long closing statement today, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good night.